The Hall Pass is back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on in. Hope everyone's having themselves a great Wednesday night, because I know I am. Because my Toronto Blue Jays are sitting in the Rogers Center with their feet up on the table, just watching the Yankees get fucked. So, sorry, that was really intense to start off today's video, but I don't want to get too overconfident because I don't want anyone to clip this and then the Jays are out in the first round and don't even win a game in the LDS. But welcome on back to the Hall Pass, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about today, or decent amount. It was a big sports day today. A lot of big hockey moves. The MLB postseason kicked off today. I believe it's been like 3 or 4 days since we last uploaded, and actually we're gonna have a podcast coming out. Today is Tuesday night. This is gonna be uploaded Wednesday afternoon, and either Thursday afternoon or Friday afternoon we're gonna have another video out where I'm gonna be doing my predictions for what the Canada Olympic team is gonna look like. So I'm actually really excited for that video, and I didn't want to do that one today because we have a lot of other shit to cover today, like the MLB postseason, talk about the Jays, Kaprizov deal, fucking nightmare that was. So yeah, we're going to talk about all that stuff. But let's talk about school for a sec. School's been so great. The only thing that sucks is the commute. Having to wake up early, catch a train. Like if I start at, for an example, I had a class today that started at 7. I got to be up at 7, or sorry, it starts at 11. I got to be up at 7:30, or probably actually 7, so that sucks. Because before I'd have school in high school, start school at 8:45. I'm rolling out of bed at 8:10, so for a 30-minute drive. Let's talk. Where do we start? We'll start with school. School's been so good. All the teachers are so great. I've been working with teachers like Ivanka Osmak, Paul Romanuk. Obviously, I have a full-time teacher, Jeff Merrick, who's obviously always helped me do shit and taught me shit. So always give credit to him. And then a bunch of other teachers that are there who are awesome, and some that in the future I'm gonna get to work with. There's a guy, oh man, I think his last name's Whistle or something like that, but I feel like such a dickhead for not remembering his name. But basically, if you go on Sportsnet and it's like, for an example, like NHL playoffs are kicking off, and he's the guy that like makes the intro for like Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Like he's not the voice, but he makes like the cool Sportsnet shit and all the players doing all that shit. So he has like, he's the guy, like when you're watching all the Sportsnet stuff and you see all like the behind the scenes cool clips thing, that's that guy, and he's my teacher. So that's sick, and that's why that class is actually going to be a big help for learning how to do these podcasts really well and edit them well and stuff. So that's actually a class that like I didn't think I'd be super interested in, but it's actually probably one of my favorite classes, and I get that class for 4 hours, so I'm excited for that class every Thursday. So but let's get into today. Big day for sports. We're going to start with hockey, and we're going to get into baseball, so I guess we'll just jump right onto hockey. We had the biggest contract signing in the NHL history today. Kirill Kaprizov from the Minnesota Wild signs an 8-year deal, $17 million fucking dollars. Yeah, you heard that, $17 million AAV, biggest contract in NHL history. Is Kirill Kaprizov worth $17 million? In the future, that contract will probably be worth that because the kid's good. Don't get me wrong. He has yet to have a full healthy season. I believe he's had one full healthy season, but I think he's going to win the Hart Trophy this year. And I like Minnesota this year, man. They've made the playoffs like the last couple of years, but they're always a first-round bounce. I don't feel like people really talk about it too much, but I like Minnesota this year. They got that kid, that defenseman, Zeev Boyum. He's going to be good. Matt Boldy, who is a guy we've talked about a ton on this podcast. I like what Minnesota's got going. Obviously, is it an overpay? Probably, because you don't know what the kid's worth yet. And I thought it was funny, actually. So because when players sign big contracts like this, the day after, they have like kind of like a press conference with the media and talk about stuff. So that happened today. And let's roll a clip of what a media reporter asked Kirill during the press conference today. He asked him if he's excited. So let's roll that clip and see what the GM had to say.
Fucking better be.
You should be changing that. No, I just keep it. It doesn't matter.
So yeah, pretty funny stuff there. I mean, as he said, he fucking better be. We just paid him $17 million, and he's the richest player in the NHL now. So, yeah, I thought that was hilarious. That was a crazy contract, and that contract now kind of reflects on the whole McDavid thing, on what McDavid's going to do. So I'm not that like Oilers are probably like one of my favorite teams. Probably my second favorite team, right behind the Leafs. I'm not rooting for the Leafs. I'm rooting for the Oilers, especially when playoff comes down and my team's out in the first round and they're in the Stanley Cup playoff finals. So yeah, I feel like this for McDavid now. What it comes down to is these are my kind of scenarios for McDavid. I don't know. I think it's obviously going to depend on how this season goes for the Oilers. I think if they win the Stanley Cup, no doubt, McDavid's going to be back. He's going to spend the rest of his career there. He's going to sign like a fucking 8 or 9 year deal. Here's you'll probably sign for probably 14 or 15 million. Thanks, McDavid. Have yourself a great day. And he's going to be one of the best players of all time. Spend the rest of his career in Edmonton. Another option is I feel like McDavid could sign a short-term deal with the Oilers, around 2 or 3 years, probably take around 14, 15 million. I know he's not from Edmonton, but he's from Canada, and we'll call it like a hometown discount, even though he's not from Edmonton, he's from Newmarket. But I think that McDavid, if there's any player that would leave $2 or $3 million, even $4 million on the table, so then that his team could spend more money on another player to help his team win, McDavid is that kind of player, because McDavid could give a rat's ass about $2 or $3 million because he just wants to have a fucking Stanley Cup in his hand and be in fucking Florida with the cup in his hand drinking a bunch of margaritas. So that's what McDavid's priority is. He wants a Stanley Cup, and if he has to not have $2 or $3 million in his salary, he would do that. That's the kind of player McDavid is. A lot of other players wouldn't do that. Like Kirill Kaprizov, who just signed $17 million, and he could give a fuck about a cup, probably. He just wants his bag, right? But yeah, so that interesting stuff there. So now the biggest topic now is when's McDavid going to sign? So we'll see what happens there. I gave my prediction. If you want to listen to a good guy who knows a lot about the Oilers, he wants to work for them one day. My buddy at school, Owen Santos, he knows a lot about them. Look up Owen Santos on TikTok. He always does. He always talks about the Oilers and stuff. So he did a thing today about him. So go check him out. That's all I got for hockey. I mean, not a ton of hockey stuff going on. I guess we'll talk a little bit about the Leafs. Obviously, we've talked about in the most recent podcast on what's the lines looking like. And what I kind of said was a bit off, clearly, of what the Leafs are doing in practice and what Craig Berube is doing. So what the Leafs have going in practice right now is Austin Matthews with Nyes and Domi. So Domi's playing on the first line. He's not playing on the second line where I had him playing with Tavares and Nylander. Tavares and Nylander are playing with McMahon, and I think that's how that line's probably going to stay by the looks of it. On the third line, that's where Machelli was playing with Nicholas Waugh and Dakota Joshua. So that was interesting as well. Then on the fourth line, which is interesting, was you had Steven Lorentz, Scotty Lawton, and the Cowboy, Easton Cowan. And then on the fifth line for practices, that was Nick Robertson, Calle Jarnkrok, and Michael Pezzetta. So as of right now, it looks like Cowan's the guy for the Leafs. So what it's going to come down to, I feel like, there's 1 or 2 preseason games left. I believe Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. This is being uploaded on Wednesday. So for you guys watching tomorrow night, Leafs are taking on Detroit. They've really sent all the guys from the Marlies who have a chance of making the Leafs opening night roster. They've been sent back down, so they're out of the picture now. And our main guys are going to be playing. So this is where Cowan needs to step up the most. Obviously, right now, I truly believe he has himself a spot on the team. The only reason I say that right now is because, I don't see why obviously he's working super well with Lawton and Lorentz, and we've seen it in these preseason games. But my thing is like, why throw all the practices and all the games where they put Cowan with Lawton and Lorentz, things are going well, and then when the season comes around, they're like, you know what? No, he's been doing so well with them. We'll start him in the AHL with the Marlies, and then we'll call him up. So, Robertson, yeah, you come in and play with Lawton and Lorentz now. You've never played with them during practice or the games, but you're going to step into this role now. I don't see why they would do that. I feel like you've had Cowan playing with these guys for a couple preseason games. You have them playing on the same line with them during practice. Why would they just be like, okay, well, no, let's put Robertson there now, who hasn't played with them a lot, or Jarnkrok. And I did see a post I was watching Sportsnet the other night between when it was the Leafs and Ottawa game, and I was looking at I believe it was Elliot Friedman and thinking of the other name. Guy kind of looks like Friedman, played in the NHL. It's driving me nuts. I'm not thinking of his name. It will come to me. Basically, so they had Friedman had Calle Jarnkrok making it over Easton Cowan, and if in my opinion, I'd rather Nick Robertson over Calle Jarnkrok. Obviously, if I'd take my pick, I'd take Easton Cowan. And then I'd go Robertson, then I'd even go Michael Pezzetta, then I'd go Calle Jarnkrok. Because probably what's going to happen is, at least have their starting thing, they're probably going to place Calle Jarnkrok on waivers, and a team will probably pick him up. So I think that's what the Leafs are eventually going to be doing. I believe Jarnkrok's making $3 million right now, so I don't know what kind of team has that space. He'd probably be a good third or fourth line team, or maybe like a team like the Seattle Kraken or something like that if they have that cap space. But yeah, I mean, season starts October 8th is opening our first game of the season in Toronto against Montreal, and tomorrow's October 1st. Can't believe we're in October. So season starts in 8 days. Pretty crazy stuff. So yeah, I mean, we'll see where things go there. I hope it's Cowan. Let me know what you guys think. Would you like Cowan, Robertson, Jarnkrok, or Pezzetta? Let me know what you guys think. A lot of people have Pezzetta making this team too. Just have like a super good, solid forechecking line on the fourth line with Lawton, Lorentz, and just a good hitting line. And a line I actually saw some guy talk about too. Let's get a little bit comfy here. And I kind of liked it. It was a line with Nicholas Waugh, Dakota Joshua, who are going to be on the same line, those two, and then Matthew Knies. I kind of like it. That's a good fucking forechecking line. And I feel like it's sneaky, score a lot of goals. I kind of like that. I feel like that it's that's not going to be a line to start out the season, but let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. I like that line. And then you'll do Machelli, Domi, and Matthews. Fuck it. I kind of like that. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that's a pretty sick line. Let's get into baseball. Wild card series kicked off today, 1 o'clock. We had Tarek Skubal and Gavin Williams in a pitching duel between the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers. Tarek Skubal with one of the best postseason outings we have ever seen. Skubal going to the 7th inning, striking out 14 batters. Super impressive stuff there. One of the best postseason outings we've ever seen. Tigers beat the Guardians 2-1. And how about that, man? Skubal's probably going to win his second straight Cy Young this year. I like the Tigers, man. I mean, I think they're going to win this series. They're not going to win the World Series, but just the offense isn't there. And besides Skubal, they got a couple other above average starting pitchers, but it's not going to be them. It's not going to be enough to get them a ring, right? So we'll see where things go there. And we had the Yankees and the Red Sox. Winner of the series is playing our Toronto Blue Jays in the ALDS Saturday night. Mark your calendars. At the Rogers Center. We're not sure about the time yet. I don't know why I said Saturday night. It's either going to be, I have a feeling it'll be at night. If not, maybe around 4 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock. They don't usually do a 7 o'clock start time. I'm not sure why. But we haven't found the game time for that yet. But if the Red Sox win tomorrow, then the Red Sox are coming to Toronto. And people have asked me, they're like, yo, Nolan, so you're a Jays guy. Would you rather the Jays play the Red Sox or the Yankees? And honestly, it's such a tough question. I'd rather the Jays have to face off against the Red Sox offense compared to the Yankee offense, but I'd rather face the Yankee pitching than the Red Sox pitching. And I do, in my opinion, the Yankees have the better starting pitching and the Red Sox have the better bullpen by far. The Yankees bullpen actually has struggled a lot. Either way, it's going to be a tough matchup. I also do rather maybe play Boston just a bit because I do feel that the Jays do very well at Fenway Park, where the Red Sox play. If you don't know, if you live under a fucking rock. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that would be pretty cool to play at Fenway Park just because the Jays do well there. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Something I've always done when I'm talking about Team Canada or the Leafs or the Jays is I make all these predictions because obviously I love my team that I support and I just want the best for them, and I always it's hard for me to sit here and say, well, you know what? Fuck, man. I think the Jays are out. I think we lose to the Yankees or the Red Sox. So I'm the kind of guy that'd rather be oh, I think the Yankees are gonna fucking destroy the Jays, and the Jays will win. It's just kind of like a mindset that I have. I don't know why. It's weird. I've always been like that with sports. But we'll talk about the NL. The Dodgers, last time I checked, they were manhandling the Reds. That will be over in 2. Padres actually lost to the Cubs today, which I had the Padres winning that series. Obviously, it's best of 3. They still got time. Cubs are a little bit shaky when it comes to their starting pitching. But I think when that Padres offense gets going, they'll be fine. And I still think they're going to win that series. And I think they win the next 2 in Chicago. And they'll go and face the Milwaukee Brewers. And people do ask me, though, like, also, that's another question I've had, and I've talked about it with buddies at school. What's your World Series prediction? So I have, in the American League, I have the Seattle Mariners making it to the World Series this year. I think the drought's over for them. Cal Riley, best catcher that we've seen in the modern day era. Guy smashed 60 homers, most ever by a catcher in a single season. It's either him or Judge for the MVP. I still believe Aaron Judge is probably going to win that award. He has a better OPS. He has a better batting average. The only thing Cal Raleigh kind of led in was home runs and RBIs. And but you also got to give the fact that, like, he's a back catcher. That's the hardest position in baseball. And if you compare a guy like Kirk to Cal Raleigh, like, Cal Raleigh's playing almost every single game. Like, I'm not sure how many games he played, but it was probably somewhere in like the 145, 150 range. And you play 162 games in a season. If you're catching 150 games, that's a fucking lot. So I think that's also a big reason why if Raleigh does win an MVP, it's because if Raleigh was any other position besides a catcher, then I'd be like, yeah, hands down, it's Aaron Judge. But because he's a back catcher, that's a big reason why he's probably going to win that award. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's probably. I think it will be Judge again, but we'll see there. And then for the NL, I either have if Phillies or Dodgers again this year. Dodgers obviously they kind of like flip the switch when postseason comes around. Obviously, they didn't have as good as a record. Like, who would have thought going into this season that the Toronto Blue Jays would have a better record than the LA Dodgers? None of us. Not a single fucking person thought that. And it happened. So. But you know what? Shohei Ohtani already has 2 homers tonight. I already turned off the game. I'm like, I know the Dodgers are going to win this game. Hunter Green sucked for the Reds. So we'll see, man. The postseason for baseball is always electric. I feel like most if you had to compare, actually I saw this post today and people were like, you have NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA. Who has the best playoffs? Playoffs to watch? In my opinion, NBA is last. They have the worst. If you watch the NBA playoffs this year, it was fucking brutal, man. Like when who won Oklahoma won the NBA finals, and the guys had like 4 beers between like the 80 people part of the fucking staff. So, and like it was just like so boring, and like nobody went crazy. They all just kind of like shook hands. It was stupid. Then I'd go NFL just because it's one game. And like if you have one bad game, that's why MLB changed from the wild card to 1 game to 3 games, because if a team's like give them another chance, right? Like if they have one bad game, like it's like, oh, like your season's over. It's like give them a couple chances. So then I'd go now NHL or MLB. What is better for postseason? I'd say MLB, and I'm a bigger NHL guy than I am MLB nowadays, but I'd still say that MLB postseason is the most electric. Like, I was able at a young age to be able to watch the Batista bat flip, and I don't think any sports moment in my life will be able to be better than that moment. Maybe when McDavid scored the goal in the Four Nations, I was pretty hyped up for that. But like, baseball postseason is a different breed, man. And the fans. When you have 45,000 people compared to the NHL having like 20,000, adding on another 20,000 on top, like it's insane environment. So I'd have to say MLB postseason is probably the most electric with like the top 4 sport leagues: MLB, NHL, NBA, and NFL. So, but yeah, man, sports is starting to come alive again. It's coming electric. That's why we got this podcast back going. It's why I'm in school for it. I love it. Good times, man. Gotta love it. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna be up on Wednesday afternoon, and then, like I said at the start of today's episode, we're gonna be doing a Team Canada Olympic roster prediction. So it's been the biggest talk for me and everybody at school on what that team's gonna look like. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. So yeah, that's gonna be up either Thursday afternoon or Friday afternoon. So stay tuned for that. Click the notification button on the hall pass. I love the name. It's so sick. I love the logo too. I love it all. So thanks for tuning on in, everyone. Hope you guys have the rest a good Wednesday night. Go Jays, go. Go Leafs, go. Go fucking Raptors, go. I don't watch the Raptors, but go Toronto sports. And thanks for watching episode 30 or whatever when we're on the hall pass. And we're going to be back here in a couple days, so stay tuned. We'll see you later.